Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law.
Where's your witness?
In the evidence.
That's hearsay.
It's notarized.
I still say it's hearsay.
She's fair.
You gotta help these young men learn how to do this the right way.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's firm.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No, I don't need to say anything else.
She's honest.
I'm not your child and I'm not your friend. That's the order of the court. Goodbye.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean.
All rise. Both parties, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you, Will. You may be seated. This is the matter of Jennifer Voss versus Lily Lee. And Ms. Voss, you're suing her for $600 for a personal pair of high-priced shoes, designer shoes. And Ms. Lily Lee, you say you could have bought something cheaper, right?
That's correct.
Let me hear from you, Ms. Voss. Is it Voss?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Let me
Your
hear
Honor.
from you.
Your Honor, I'm here today because my ex-roommate should pay me $600 for a pair of shoes that I had to buy on a business trip to Las Vegas after I lent her a pair to borrow for a wedding and she failed to return them. These were designer shoes that I had purchased specifically for my business work trip to Las Vegas, and I had planned out all of my outfits around this specific type of shoe. I am a social media manager, and this was a huge, huge business and convention trip where I can meet new clients and come up with new work opportunities. And these shoes were very important to me. And I had told her the week prior to me leaving for my trip that I needed these shoes. And she said they were at the apartment. And the day before my trip, I was looking for these shoes. I couldn't find them. She wasn't home. I called her and said, hey, where are these shoes? And she says, oh, they're actually at my boyfriend's house who lives 2 hours away. And she didn't want to drive the shoes back to me, and I had to leave for my trip that next morning. And so she said, just buy the same pair of shoes in Las Vegas and I'll just send you the money. So I was like, okay. I was obviously a little bit upset because I had a 36-hour trip. This was a quick business trip that was packed full of meetings, and I didn't have time to go shop around and find this bargain because these shoes originally I had planned months out in advance that I found them.
When you say months in advance, how long, well, when did you buy the shoes?
I bought them about 2 months ago at a boutique next to our hotel that we were staying at for $600 because I didn't have...
The exact same shoe?
Yes.
So your roommate knew that you had purchased these shoes because you were showing them off to her, I take it?
Yes.
And you were happy about it?
Yes.
And you told her you had purchased them for this trip 2 months down the line? Mm-hmm. And you loaned them to her for the wedding. Yes. When was the wedding?
The wedding was a week before she left for Vegas.
Okay. Okay, so the wedding was a week before Vegas. So you borrowed the shoes and did not return them to the apartment to her?
No, I had them with me when I was staying with my boyfriend.
All right. But when she called the night, 2 nights before and said, I need my shoes, what was your response?
She had called 10 p.m. the day before her flight, and I had thought they were at the apartment because I've been going...
Why did you think that?
Because I'd been going back and forth. I've been staying with him, I've been staying with her, and the reason...
But you knew what you did with the shoes and what you... So you're thinking that they're there?
I've been going back and forth. It's been a really stressful situation. I was flying out the next day as well for my boyfriend because I'm meeting his family, and
I don't care about all that. You're not answering my question. You said, I thought the shoes were at the apartment. Why did you have to think? Why did you not know where they were? You borrowed them, took them off your feet at some place, and you're not certain whether you returned them to the apartment?
I wasn't sure if I'd put them in the bag I packed or not.
So you didn't give a darn about what you did with her shoes that you borrowed? Totally disrespectful. You don't even know where they are, but you told her they were at the apartment, right?
Yes, I thought they were there.
And you're at your boyfriend's house when you told her that?
Yes.
And you didn't go look in the closet or wherever in the boyfriend's house to see if the shoes were there?
I looked after, and that's when I realized that they were there.
What do you mean after?
After she'd said she didn't find them in the apartment, that's when I looked at my
So you had her
boyfriend's.
searching first, And then you had to call her back again and say they're not here. And then you said they're at my boyfriend's.
Yes, I realized that they were there. And that's when I offered her alternatives. I said that she could borrow any pair of shoes that were in my closet and take them with her, or I could reimburse her for shoes at a similar value, and I would keep the shoes that I had with me.
So you said you would reimburse her for the pair of shoes that she purchased and for the cost that she paid at a similar value of what she paid, or a similar value of the cost of the shoe?
Of what she paid.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
It is very nice to have comfortable shoes as women. Do we look good? We feel good. And these were very
it's
important.
questionable whether stilettos are comfortable shoes and whether they're a shoe to walk in all day, but perhaps at your age they are.
And later,
Water would leak through the window frames and get into the behind the tiles, and the tiles would fall off. So he refused actually to install the tiles.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Jennifer Voss, who is suing Lily Lee for reimbursement of funds.
What is your testimony of what she said to you?
She said that you can go pick a shoe in my closet, or you can get the same shoe and I'll just refund you the money. I'll send it to you.
Same shoe and I'll refund you the money. You said, get the shoe at the same market value and I'll refund you the money. Did she use the words market value?
I can't recall, but I did tell her that they were $110 because I got them on a bargain. But in Las Vegas, I don't have time to.
Did you tell her
bargain.
the cost was $110 when she said I'll refund or reimburse you?
I told her beforehand that it was $110.
Okay. Now, continue with your statement.
Yeah, I've known Jennifer for 8 years. We've lived together for 3. This has been a mutual thing we've done for many years. We borrow things from each other. She's borrowed handbags from me that weren't returned right away, but we have that kind of mutual relationship. And so when she told me she needed them right away, I did. I felt really badly that I didn't have them to give her.
But she had told you before that she needed those shoes for her trip to Las Vegas.
She did, but that's when my boyfriend's family emergency came up, and
What does that have to do? No.
because I flew out the same day that she flew out.
When you borrow stuff from people, you return it, particularly when they have already told you, I bought these shoes to do X, and I'm doing it on this day and time.
And that's why I was offering her alternatives to either get new shoes that were the same ones, because I understand that she has a very particular style, and she picked those out for this trip, which is why when she sent me the $600 receipt, I was very surprised, and I got on the phone and immediately found an option in Henderson that was $200.
An option in Henderson? Where was she staying?
She was in Vegas.
So is Henderson Las Vegas?
It's about 40 minutes from Las Vegas.
About what?
40 minutes from
And
Las
how is she
Vegas.
supposed to get to Henderson?
She could take a car.
Any way she could, huh? Not your problem, right? You found them in Henderson. Get over to
did.
Henderson any way you can, and whatever costs to go to Henderson to get the new shoes. Okay, that takes time. She's at a convention, a business meeting. When is she supposed to do this? You know her schedule?
I don't know her schedule for the
Right,
trip.
my point exactly. So then you said you found them in Henderson. Where else did you find them?
That they were listed online for $200.
Oh, listed online where?
In Henderson.
Oh, online.
Yes.
Does it online mean that you have to go get them or they mail them to you?
You would have to go get them, but I was
Doesn't
looking-
mean they're in stock.
It does mean they were in stock. They said it's in stock here. I have.
Okay, let me see. You don't have to give it to me. What did you buy? Let me see what you bought.
I bought them in a boutique right
Same
next.
shoe?
Same shoe.
style shoe. What?
To
Do you
the-
have that shoe that's so particular and so important to you for a certain business trip?
When you're
that's
in
very
a
comfy.
business trip and you're walking around talking to people at conventions and going around and walking around and being on your feet all day, it is very nice to have comfortable shoes as women. Do we look good? We feel good.
Well,
and these were very
it's
important.
questionable whether stilettos are comfortable shoes and whether they're a shoe to walk in all day. But perhaps at your age they are. But I beg to differ. I think my little flat shoes. Anyway, that's me. I'm not going to belabor this point any longer. Here's what happened for you, Miss Lee. When you borrow something from someone, and it's a good lesson for all of you to learn, and for those who are watching or listening later or in the audience or whatever, people take for granted when you borrow something from someone. The word borrow means just that. It's not yours. You don't keep it. You return it. Good manners say you return it when you completed the use. You return it back to the person that you borrowed it from in the same condition that you borrowed it. And if not, you replace it. That's the risk you take when you borrow. You may damage, you may lose, it may get stolen, whatever. But that's what you do. When you borrow something from someone and it's valuable to them, of course it has more value to them than to you, you're borrowing. You should have returned that shoe back to her, the apartment that the two of you live in, the next day at the most. Perhaps the wedding was long and you couldn't do it that night, but at least by the next day, that shoe should have been returned. You were on notice that that shoe was a very important shoe to Ms. Voss, not to you, but to her. That she had a specific plan for that. You admitted it. That she had selected this shoe that would go with all the outfits she was going to wear, because you all, as roomies, had discussed that, and as friends. Yet, the shoe is at your boyfriend's house. You say to her, get the shoe, and I'll replace it. You can't put a value on what it's going to cost to replace it, because you have no idea. That's the risk you run. When you told her, get the same shoe, I'll replace it. She got the same shoe at a higher price. You got to pay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $600.
Got what I came for.
Glad we're not living together.
All right, you are dismissed. Your legs are behind you.
Coming up,
We're not installers, we're not contractors, we're not anything. As soon as he buys that window, it's his
So
to
you
do
don't
what he
supply
wants.
it. Some window companies, when they sell, they also supply installers,
Absolutely.
installation.
We do not.
Do you provide installation?
I do not.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Ethan Chang versus Sean Peterson. Mr. Chang, you're suing him for $5,000 for the cost of wood-framed shower windows. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you claim that he should not have provided that. Instead, it should have been what? Metal frame?
Metal frames, yes.
Okay. Mr. Peterson, you say that's not your fault. You gave him what he asked for.
Your Honor, I gave him exactly what he asked for
All
from
right.
the moment he stepped foot in my showroom.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chang, tell me what happened. Start with you first, as the plaintiff.
Yes, so I ordered wooden window frames originally to put into my bathrooms. And once they were installed, my tile contractor came over and was about to install the tiles. And then he realized that the window frames, wooden window frames, will be a problem in the future, in the foreseeing future, because water would leak through the wooden window frames and get into the behind the tiles, and the tiles would fall off. So he refused actually to install the tiles.
So the tile was going to be installed on the wall,
Yes,
and you had the wood frame windows installed first.
absolutely. We have to, yeah. install
Would you
them.
have your entire house remodeled?
Yes, absolutely. Actually,
New windows.
new windows. The whole house, we got new windows from Peterson Windows.
So did you select the windows?
I did.
And did you have a contractor helping you do this remodel?
Yes, and I actually requested the advice and the expertise from Peterson Windows.
Coming up,
Sean sells window frames,
Yes,
right?
yes.
He is not a contractor. Do you know the difference?
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Ethan Chang, who is suing Sean Peterson for the cost of windows.
The windows are all wood framed,
Yeah.
and you wanted the bathroom window to be wood framed as well.
I asked Sean about it, and he said absolutely, but he didn't disclose any information about foreseeing problems with the water.
Sean sells window frames,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
He is not a contractor. Do you know the difference? He's a salesperson. You consult with your contractor when you're building and doing remodels, usually, unless you know what you're doing yourself. But if you're a little dummy like me, you got to have an expert who understands all of this. So you didn't have a contractor working with you?
I did. His name is James, but he
And
came.
so when the contractor, when you went to pick out the kinds of windows you wanted, the contractor didn't go with you?
He did not. No.
And the contractor didn't give you any suggestions of what type of windows would be best for a bathroom?
No.
And what made you want the wood framed windows?
Because it was beautiful and matched the rest of the house.
So your windows already had wood frame?
No, not exactly. They were some sort of polymer.
If I may, Your Honor, they were actually vinyl before these were installed, when I did the walkthrough.
The windows
The windows that were replaced were vinyl, and they were replaced with these wood ones.
Now this is the wood frame window.
Correct.
What's the name of your company? Peterson Windows. Isn't that all you do?
Yes, we're window suppliers.
You supply the windows.
Yeah, we're not installers, we're not contractors, we're not anything. As soon as he buys that window, it's his
So
to do
you
with
don't
what he
supply
wants.
it. Some window companies, when they sell, they also supply installers,
Absolutely.
installation.
We do not.
Do you provide installation?
I do not.
And when he came to see you, it was only about purchasing the wood window.
He came to my showroom and he specifically mentioned that he wanted wood frame windows because he liked the looks of it. And I agreed that it would look great, especially with the tile that he had picked out.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
He just knows windows.
Right.
He doesn't know about installation and how long it'll last and what lasts better than one thing versus the other. And I'm not gonna let you shift the blame and shift the responsibility, especially if you have a contractor. You should have consulted your contractor. You should have done some reading on your own. You should have talked to others that have had windows put into their homes. You should have asked the questions. You got a smartphone, right?
Yes.
That's what it's called, a smartphone, because it's pretty smart.
Yes, but
So use the smartphone and don't be a dummy. Judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
it was really unfair for you to not tell me the things you know as far as about the material.
I'm just glad to be over this because in the window business, you're what we call a real pain in the butt.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.